Hello and good day, evening, wherever you are, as you are listening to this podcast. Thank you for tuning in to Outsourcing and More. My name is Francis,
My name is Penny.
and today we are very happy to have you here. That's the first thing, of course. I wanted to say thank you always for tuning in. If you have been listening in, please tell your friends. If you are new to this podcast, we're here to talk about the different aspects of outsourcing as well as our own experiences
Yes.
and thoughts about freelancing. And today, our topic is about.
Actually, it's a little bit personal.
Is it
Again, up close and personal.
up close and personal?
Yeah. No, because it's all about what we have learned as we, you know,
Grow our business.
grow our business
sorry,
and
I remember
as CEOs of Virtua.
Ooh. So if we haven't given our history yet, we are co-CEOs of our company, Virtua Outsourcing Solutions. It is an outsourcing agency, and we have been at it for a while. We started off as freelancers until we found clients who wanted to handle their teams for them, and that's how we basically grew. We are now a comfortably sized
Yes.
agency. Come on, you talk about it. a
No,
little bit.
we're now at 76 headcount. We're on track to actually hit 100 by the end of the year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
It's a little bit of chairlifting for us. Yeah. So we are, we're very happy with where our company is. We manage a team of independent contractors,
Yes.
of course, and we have our internal team, and that's why we grew to that sort of head count. We're very lucky. We count our lucky stars that that they aligned
Yes.
and worked in our favor. It's
Yeah,
been a
very
journey.
Thankful. Very, very thankful.
Yeah, very thankful. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. No, so I guess what we're here to, like what you said, we're here to talk about our experiences,
Yes.
about how our company grew to where we are today, and where do you want to start?
I think just, as we've been doing this, I mean, we didn't really set it out to start.
We didn't set
Yeah,
out.
it kind of just started as a
We-
side gig. But
Yeah, we keep saying that our company fell on our laps
yes, because it's very true.
because it's very true.
Yes.
Yeah. So whether this is going to be your story or similar to your story, it might be a very different thing. But this is ours, and it's what we have, and we're proud of it, and we're going to talk about it today. So it's a little bit of story time here. Cheers. cheers to
Cheers to-
hitting 100 agents.
Yes.
This 2023
Two.
advance. 2022.
Time traveler.
Yeah. So but it's a very different story from where we were X years ago.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
very different.
Yeah.
And I
and-
think we grew a lot during the past couple of
Both
years.
as a company and as individuals.
Yes, and yeah.
And we're going to say, I'm going to say, where we started, it really sounded more like a side gig,
Yeah.
honestly, because what we were back then are, we had this Upwork agency that we named Virtua Solutions. And it was really more so that if we have excess contracts, that we
Yes.
could sort of like farm it out to other people. But we haven't really been, there's some, and then we were of course working together in one team, and then what's the word? Parted ways. Parted ways. I had a different path back then. And then it all came down to one of our contacts
Yes, who introduced us to another startup company.
to another startup company. They said that they liked the structure that we built and how it grew to a full team, and we got together and then said, okay, we'll manage your company for you.
I think if we're talking about lessons, I think that's the number one lesson for
Fake
this. No, if the opportunity is presented to you,
Grab
just
it.
go and grab it. Just really go and grab it. And just thinking about the past couple of years, there have been like these types of instances. Like there were opportunities that were coming our way, and we just went ahead and grabbed
Did
all,
it. Yeah.
grab all of those.
When you say that was the literal grab the bull by the horns, because we this is not where we are right now is like nothing from where we were back then, because we were freelancers.
Yes.
And then you were managing, and I was doing Carwow.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was doing Carwow, and I was doing hairstyling as a side hustle. I was like sort of pursuing my passion, and then we got together and we were like, do we want to do this? I think that's the question.
There was a point where we're like, are we actually a company?
Are we actually a company? No. But the truth is, when the opportunity was presented to us, there was an Upwork agency, two people, and an opportunity that presented itself as a way to say outsourcing agency.
Yes.
And that was it. It was a lot of, but we were asking ourselves, like, how are we going to go about it? Because we even had, like, remember how we were we in that coffee shop when we met with Rocky?
No, I think it was even just via Zoom, wasn't it?
Via Zoom, yeah. So we managed to close our first contract through an introduction by a fellow CSM, and I think that's where we immediately realized the power of word of mouth and
Yes.
referrals. That
Yes.
there is.
So yeah.
If we're going to credit anything to the success of Virtua, it's referrals.
Referrals, yeah.
And network, and the value of keeping in touch with
People that we've worked with. Yeah.
clients.
Of course, part of it is also because we worked really hard with the structure that we put in place for the company we worked together with, which was contractually.
I think we were.
Yeah.
I think we did have something there, because when so first
I
off,
mean, they wouldn't refer us if they didn't like this, Brandon. Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
If they, I mean, even the people in contractually didn't see the structure that we put in place for their support arm.
yeah. Because I mean, when we started, you, Alex, and then when we came along, we were like, let's turn this into a team.
Yes.
And then we managed to put you in that managerial position, like, lean in, Penny, take it, because you're employee number one, and we think you're the best suited to do it. And then we started with how do we hire people, and how do we get them involved, and how do we come
Train
off as a
them,
team.
yeah.
And then we basically handled the whole team.
Yes.
And showed to contractually our client that we were self-managing,
Yes.
and that we were a complete arm.
Yeah, and that we were actually thinking for the client.
Exactly,
Yeah.
we were thinking for that. I think that was one of the bigger things that we managed to start selling
Yes.
as well. That you're not hiring workers, you're hiring people who are as involved with your company
Yes.
as well. So we came off with one team. So our the grand company head count when we started was 3.
Yes, it was 3.
It was Penny, me, and then basically employee number 3, Rocky Dudes, hi, who is also happens to be my best friend. He was not necessarily in between jobs. I'm trying to remember. Wait, it's not his story, but he came in at the right time.
Yeah.
And I remember that if there was somebody that I really wanted, somebody that we can trust.
Yeah, to start this off.
To start it off, right? And then after that, we were actually very immensely hesitant on how to bring in other people if and when the opportunity arose, because there wasn't really any promise on how big that team is going to grow. That's why in the beginning we were thinking side hustle.
Yeah.
Side hustle is gonna earn us
Really
a few extra
started
bucks.
as a side hustle for us.
Yeah. Like, I think so, because we started September, I think our grand net profit at that time was maybe like maybe a couple $1,000 maybe.
I don't know.
Can't remember.
You know what? When we started, we didn't even track our.
Ooh.
We didn't even
Yeah.
kind of
And
had our
this is where
finances in check.
and this is where it's so different, because
yeah.
the way that most companies start, have maybe like a sizable investment or any investment really, but our investment was
All talk. Just talking. And then just,
in the colloquial
laway lang
laway ang
puhunan.
puhunan. Yeah, we were that, and we managed to. How did Rocky get his own laptop? We got him his laptop, or we got Rocky his laptop. I think
I don't remember.
that
I don't remember anymore. It's been
I
5 years.
bought it for him, but that's how we actually got him started into freelancing.
Yes, we did.
As well. We had these plans, and then it grew. I think the first year we grew to like five.
Yeah.
5 agents. So we were proud of our little 5-6 man team, because I was thinking NFG headcount, but then Penny, and then oh my god, who's the second ever client anyway?
Second client, I think
Was it Zeus? No,
Zeus.
Zeus was their second client.
Oh,
No, Good Sphere.
no, Good Speaker happened this year.
Oh my gosh, this is so
late.
bad.
Yeah.
No, that's relatable.
You know what? I don't remember, but I think it was Zeus because again,
Yeah.
one of
Oh
our,
wait, no. I remember because I was the one doing the invoicing. NFG Zeus.
Yeah, because with Zeus, the former VP of product for VP of engineering, no product, Greg Sipes got in touch with me and I was asking about if we could form a team for Zeus.
Yeah.
That kind of fell, after the first month, and then when I reached back out to him a couple of months later, that's when the conversation started
Pushed
again.
through,
Yeah, pushed
and we
through
were
and,
able
yeah.
to. Who was continuing that? Anyway, I can't remember who did what, but I remember we were we were actually close to losing that deal anyway,
Yes.
because we
The
were
first
initially
people-
presented for CSMs
Yeah.
to man their like CSM team,
Yes.
and then the then manager for the support, the CSMs, Rick Kenny, didn't want it.
Yeah, didn't want it.
Didn't.
But the good thing was the manager for the support team was.
No, the then VP for engineering.
Oh, yeah.
No, the then VP for engineering pushed for
For,
the support role.
Yes. Yes, and that started our second client. And mind you, our second client happened
20,
a year after. No, 2 years after.
Yeah, 2 years,
years
after.
after.
So we grew from 2020.
So no, almost 3 years
Almost
after.
3 years.
Mhm.
So we were I think that was then the realization, like when you start to have 2 clients. Because
Yes.
I remember really the first few years, nobody really said company,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
just team. And then again, we weren't even paying ourselves.
No, we weren't. We weren't getting from any of the income. We
Yeah.
were just pulling it.
We were just pooling it.
Yes.
And we said, this is the best opportunity possible. We were moving cautiously, slowly,
Mm-hmm.
and then building. And I think there were conversations about, do we have plans for this? But again, we're going to be very honest because this is what really happened. We were moving more on the cautious side, taking care of the client.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
when it became 2 clients,
The 2 of us were actually doing the hiring. We're doing the payroll. We're doing everything.
oh my gosh, don't
Yeah,
remind me.
that's how we started. We were doing
I was
everything.
doing invoicing and you were doing, and then we
Yeah.
brought Nina in to
Yes, you're
help.
as a VA.
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
VA, we had some intern. But the truth is, this is where the blood, sweat, and tears actually came from. it's
Yeah.
this. We managed to put together, our corporate bank account, and
Yes.
then the payroll was like it was a.
Yes.
Then we went in touch with Payoneer eventually to help us with sales,
Mhm.
on how to for make the payments easier. We started building those relationships, but I think when 2020 happened, 2020 I think was the turning point.
Yes.
For
There were a lot
us.
more clients after Zeus.
It literally snowballed from there.
Yeah.
So from 20,
And I think, at that point, we're also asking ourselves, so what do we do now? If
what do we want?
What do we want? And how can we make this grow? And that's why one of the first things that actually we hired for internally was marketing. marketing because we knew that
Who's
if
also our cameraman today.
yeah, who's also our cameraman woman today.
That was 2020. I remember that.
Yeah, so we were having this conversation. So how do we move forward? And
What
it
do
was
we
all,
need?
what do we need? And marketing was the first thing because
We wanted to build an image
yeah,
and project ourselves as a company. And mind you, that part of that image and brand building was sort of convincing ourselves
that we're actually owners of a company.
that we did, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No, honestly, where we have to have that conversation, we were in sync in saying, co-founders. Actually, what were we doing that? back then?
Co-founders, we weren't even calling ourselves co-CEO.
Yeah.
We even delayed this conversation about okay, who's the CEO? Like we delayed. We were just
Nobody wants to
working.
broach that conversation.
Yeah, we're just working for hiring these teams for our clients. We're just working.
I felt more like a slave to the company than the owner.
Yeah. And so when we started with and because I think one of the reasons apart from the brand building is because of course we wanted to get more clients and marketing was one of the
We needed
biggest
to-
ticket
yeah.
to get more clients. And
We had the
part of
website.
that,
We had the website.
yeah, which we built. That's which we built.
WordPress.
Oh my God.
Thank you, WordPress.
Yeah, we learned and we built it.
We learned and we built and then
Yeah.
promptly forgot about it.
Yeah. So we thought that was that and I think for me marketing was such a vast topic, like a vast department that if I learned it by myself, okay, I can learn it, but it's not gonna move. I'm not gonna be able to move fast enough because we're also doing the
Yeah.
hiring and all
And
of
we
these
had
things.
we had our individual contracts in our life going by. And I think that's the if there's a lesson learned from it, if you go back like maybe 2 or 3 years, would you have dropped everything and said, let's work on Virtua?
I think I didn't have the opportunity to say yes to that just because I do have kids that I need to,
It was too big of a risk.
yeah, it
wasn't
was too
Yeah.
big of a risk. Even though, I've always said that I believe in myself sometimes too much, sometimes not too, not enough, but not enough, but yeah, but still, I wouldn't. I'm not a high. I'm not. I'm a little bit averse to high risk
Yeah.
opportunities.
I think
because of
I think where we were and how we I look back at things and say, would it have worked if we tried it a different way? But hey, we survived
Yes.
and we're here. So who are we to say that our tactic didn't work? Because look at the main benefits of what we did. We were free and clear
yeah.
from debt.
Yes.
We were slowly building towards things, but we were absolutely free and clear from that. We weren't beholden to shareholders, stakeholders. We weren't beholden to investors. Although we briefly considered like, what if we did take that route?
Yeah.
It was just different.
It was going to be different. We were going. I mean, if we take on investors, we would. Well, one thing we would have, I guess, moved a little faster just because we were accountable to other people and
Yeah.
their money. Yeah.
And being accountable to other people and their money it didn't fly. It didn't seem that palatable at that time. And that's why I'm actually very, how other companies would, pool investors in, sell an idea and a product. I'm actually very amazed.
Yes, I
at
mean, it's how they do it.
How
Yeah.
the gumption, the gusto,
Yes.
the drive to do that. But I mean, we were kind of in the same place. We were building towards an idea and an image and a vision of what the company will look like eventually when we start getting more clients, etc. But we did it a little more safely.
If you were to go back, what would you have done differently when you kind of started?
Wait. Maybe I would have right now, if I just going
Yeah.
back, really thought about putting a sales structure in place.
Yeah.
Maybe that would have been the first thing. The idea about building the company main image branding, we did that because
We were doing the sales, and
we were doing
our
the
clients
sales.
actually knew us, and that's actually one of the selling points
Yes.
because
And we wanted to grow slowly,
Yes.
safely, be able to, because again, if we moved fast, how would we handle the incoming volume?
Yes.
And then we would have been forced to take on new, but I would have maybe explored the idea, like what if we were able to convince more clients early on to
Yeah.
join us, like would that have pushed us in a
In a
different
fast, yeah,
direction?
in a much faster.
Because
Yeah.
even now,
Yeah.
because even now we're we're under this impression that we're a tight ship, but we don't have room for a lot of growth and expansion. That's what we're building
Yes,
towards.
we're building towards,
And
yeah.
we understand. Actually, um, one of the things that I would have, maybe if I had gone back, maybe I would have looked for, because halfway pride and pride, indecision, insecurity of saying that you own a company, but you don't
Necessarily
you
know
don't
how
necessarily
to
know the best
operate
way
it
to
right now.
handle it.
Yeah, yeah.
I might have taken courses, corporate courses, master, maybe like a business course on how to build a company from the ground up, because like I said, that's what those are some of the things that we were learning how to build even now.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why I was adamant to just go ahead and take this. So Guthrie Jensen has a 5-day MBA. So it's not a certified, like it's an MBA 2-year. Yeah, right. Like Guthrie Jensen. But yeah, a
Is it a
5-day.
person or company?
It's a company. Well, Guthrie Jensen, it's
Two people.
yeah. So I took a 5-day MBA because I knew that my weakness was really so how do the different departments work together? But
Yeah.
I also had a weakness on finances, not necessarily like what do you call this, like income minus, no, not in that way, because with finance you also have balance sheets, what's the gross profit margin, and understanding of those and how it all of the departments connect. And that's why I really started, I knew that I needed to do it.
And we
Yeah.
have an idea of
Yes,
what it's
yes.
supposed to look like, but really diving into it, because you know how the biggest worry that I had maybe every day for up until this day is making a move in the wrong direction and jeopardizing
Yeah, everything that we've built so far.
everything that we built so far, and to a bigger extent, the lives of the
The people,
people
yeah.
that we're working with. The lives.
But I've always believed this, like we can only make decisions based on what we know now and what our capacities are now. And
Yes.
that's why learning for me is very important, because the company or everyone around me will only grow or if I start
Yeah.
growing. And so I really try to have something like a seminar to go to every year.
Do you
That's
think
what I've been
either
doing.
of us could have gone at it
Gone at it.
separately?
Uh,
And that's to say, like, I really, really appreciate you being right there every step of the way. But have you ever considered, like, if I went at it alone?
I mean, I believe in you enough to say yes. No, but I guess what works with both of us is you're the ideas guy, and I've called you this, like
Yeah.
you're the big thinker, your visions, and your creativity in coming up with all of these things.
And you are structure
Yes.
incarnate.
So,
You're-
so
yeah.
it kind of worked well for us because we can't, like, if we're co-CEOs, we can't be the
High
same
five.
person. Yeah, we can't be the same person. So and also because
If we merged
you
and
know what,
became the same.
I tell people that what works for us is because we've actually also worked together. If I didn't work with you before,
There was trust built.
yes, there's already trust. I already knew how you worked. Yeah, and yeah.
Most reliable person in the industry, yeah. And I think that's again, I keep saying, thankful in every step of the way
Yes.
that you had somebody that you could rely on. Like, nobody's dropping the ball in terms of, because you know that where to pick up on something and where it's our own responsibilities lie. Is that a lesson learned? Maybe. Like,
Maybe if because there's some self-awareness that needs to be involved, and we keep throwing this self-awareness thing around, but it's
We do.
part of how you'd grow is
Yeah.
self-awareness, where your weaknesses are. And if you are forming a company and you know that there's some part of this that is your weakness, then partner with someone. But of
Yes.
course, partnering with someone is almost like marrying them.
I am married to you. In a way, we kind of are married to each other. No, but really, one of our biggest lessons is understanding that it's really a partnership between
Yes.
us.
Yes.
No, I never thought that I could do this by myself. I mean, honestly. And if you thought otherwise, of course, that's a thing. If you thought otherwise,
Of course, I thought I could do this without you. No, I'm kidding.
yeah. I mean, maybe in our own separate ways. If
No,
we really went
I
about
think
it.
if I were, if I really think about it, because I know that one of my weaknesses is sometimes I'm very narrow-minded, and so like grabbing other opportunities might not be. And networking is not my strongest suit, and this is one of yours.
And
And so if I were to go about it like just solo, it's solo,
So-
solo.
solo.
No, it's not gonna grow fast, and I'm going
we're
to be
just
blind.
kumbayaing at this point.
No,
I
I'm
think.
I'm gonna be blinded
No.
to other opportunities because you
True.
are very very good about networking and partnering with other people.
But also reckless. You remind me that from time to time. No, but it's understanding and realizing what your strengths and weaknesses are. And
yeah.
like I said, for the most part, I'm okay with being reckless because I know that there's somebody to pull me back if it's
I'm
too.
gonna punch you.
No,
Rein you in a
Rein
little
you-
bit to reality.
No, but, I mean the truth is like say for example if you're and a lot of businesses fail because and this is the truth because a lot of businesses will have a tendency to fail if you only have one person at the helm and they believe themselves so much to the point that they will take it into a direction that could possibly fail talaga. And that again that is a problem. That's why a lot of other companies have like board of directors, for example,
yeah.
because you can't trust any one person to to run the ship by itself.
Yeah.
Diba? But the thing is, so yun nga lang, in our case, we don't have a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's. I think it's.
I
good
think
that
what happens is you try to persuade me about an idea. I try to come up with contradictions your idea, and so that's when the idea kind of also is fleshed out, and then you just it just stab it.
Yes, but like I said, and when you take a direction and when we decide on a direction, you know exactly how to steer
Yes, yeah.
in that direction, and that's again you can't ask for a better partner. So again,
And I think just okay,
we're
sorry.
just gonna hug it out and
Yeah.
cry later.
Aw.
No?
No, I think just related to this, we would have like formed our team sooner, like an internal team
Maybe,
sooner.
yeah.
Like we're doing payroll, we're doing hiring. If I were to look back, I would have hired the HR and the finance person a lot sooner because then everything
Maybe.
would have been like right from the start.
Yeah, but you know what that did is that it gave us experience in handling
Yes,
the
yeah.
trenches, and I think I wouldn't maybe halfway. Wait, I'm trying to decide. Would I have given that up, or at the very least, I know what it means to do it. And that gives you a certain appreciation for the job,
Yes.
and that's why you talk to when we talk to our finance person, we know how much to ask for.
Yeah.
And maybe at this point telling them like if we're asking for too much, do you need to grow your department? Because right now, just to be very clear, our department consists of one person.
Most of them are one person
Our
departments.
finance department is
at
one
this
person,
point,
HR
yeah.
is one person, but it's exactly where we need to be at this point. But next year we're actually reaching that point where
We would be growing our
we
teams,
be growing our teams because it's in preparation of
getting more clients and getting bigger
yeah.
as a company.
Those were learnings. I think
Yes.
it's impossible. Honestly, maybe as a solopreneur, that's how most companies would be built from the ground up. Like you doing everything and then eventually delegating it to to different people as you grow and the responsibilities grow. And I think that's exactly where we were at that time? Could we have grown faster again? But I think the problem is because we were at the helm. You know, I
We
mean,
knew everything that was happening.
yeah, exactly. No, but at the same time, no, we were growing into the role.
Yes, we were.
You know, like we're not savvy, gung ho businessmen who would have like. I think that wasn't our style. Like if in the beginning we don't know how to do this, and hire the person.
Yeah,
to do,
no,
to
it
do
wasn't.
it. Yeah.
It was even if we hire this person, is there enough responsibilities for them? It was always
Yeah.
rather than okay, we need, and then now we're finding out. Oh yeah,
There's
yeah,
more than enough, yeah. but really, I mean, just going back, so growing the team, understanding. I think talking about this, talking about it now, actually gives me a realization that maybe there could have been a different path. That it's a path that I would still have. This is the path that I still would have taken because again, we weren't. You know, I'm not. You know, at the point of starting the business, I wasn't like at the pinnacle of that role, that person, that leadership. You know, like if I were, say, for example, director of a call center operations, wherein I could jump into the role and say, let me hire all of the people.
Yeah,
that
because
I
I
need.
already know what the structure is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think that's also one of the learnings that we have right now is being not really involved but knowing the entire industry.
Yes.
Like what affects this
Yeah.
this agency and how it actually works.
Yes.
Like we really had to do our research. We had to have the research made by our marketing team so that we would understand what was happening. Because really, I mean, like all honesty, we're just okay. You need someone, okay, well we'll hire it. We're just heads down, just doing the work. What's next? Just doing the work
Until you realize.
until you realize that you have to look at the entire thing. And it also one of the lessons learned that since we started doing our strat planning is having a vision of how we wanted the company to be, because we didn't start out that way.
We didn't. We were working heads down.
Yes.
And and I think that's one key lesson I might have heard already back then, being able to delegate the tasks in order to see the bigger picture.
Yes.
But when we started doing it, it changed so much.
Yes, it changed
Our
so much.
perspective changed so much because we knew now, that we have so many aspects. I mean, obviously, you can't think a company that doesn't even have finance.
Yes, it doesn't have an accountant.
Doesn't even have an accountant. We did not at that time.
Yeah, we did not
but,
at that time.
But when, like I said, when the realization grew, as long as there's somebody handling the roles that you're doing, and then you can focus on thinking bigger. But what a great if this is going to be a conversation piece to everybody who's listening, we were regular Joes.
Yeah.
And Jill.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a Jill.
we were a couple of regular Joes.
And a Jill.
And a Jill.
Sorry.
Yeah. Regular folks who ran into an opportunity and was able to build something out of it. And for a lot of people, I think the mindset of starting a business seems like a far away dream. You know, like maybe they just don't think that way, and maybe they didn't think that they will see themselves in a business owner role unless, and this comes from talking to other people, like if they're thinking business, they're thinking franchise or karinderya store. But really, I think let's just go back to our humble roots. We just keep telling. There are times when we talk to ourselves and say, "Who knew?"
Who knew? Really? That is the whole point of this episode.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, we're here to bear it out to you guys. That if you've seen us say, "This is our role. This is who we are." Back then, nothing like that. There was nothing like that. We were, is this a company? Are we turning ourselves into a company? Does that make us owners of a business? Who knew? And when we hit our profit margins last year, did you even think that
what
you
did
could
they
have?
say? And when we started, saying that okay, we're a company, and now we're going to do strat plan. What are we going to do next year, and things like that. I think, you know that saying that the universe loves intention,
Yes.
loves purpose. So when we started to decide that okay, we're a company, we're going to grow this, I think that's when it's really started. Like all of the dots are now connecting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now it actually created more work for us.
Yeah. Well, because we are
Because,
growing.
yes,
If
the realization caused us to say, oh, there's a lot more work ahead of us. And I'm actually very excited to...
excited. But what I will say, and this is again all honesty because it is our story, it's daunting for me.
Daunting.
Daunting. Very.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, just the idea of trying to launch
Yeah.
more projects and try to win more clients and then do do it all over again the way
Yes.
that we set. Because I mean, honestly, the truth is, did we say we want to double our growth next year? Like, what's the question? How do we even make that happen? I mean, those are questions that we
Yes.
obviously answered during our most recent strat plan. But when you say, you remember that moment that said, let's write down a number for our goals
Let's
last year.
throw a number that they'll scare us. It definitely scared me.
Yeah. I mean, it scared me at that time,
Yeah.
but now I'm actually just more excited.
Excited, yes, very much.
Yeah, and then the word
And
daunting
just
is always
just
there.
me, it's more of okay. So this is the goal. So what do we need to happen? What do we need to, because I'm like that.
Yeah.
What do we need? What do we need to
Yeah,
happen?
but doesn't it scare our marketing?
I think if a goal doesn't scare you, right? And
It's not really a goal.
What is it? All quotes. No, yeah. If a goal doesn't scare you, why
That's
is it
not
that
a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you set yourself to, and one of my more favorite quotes, like, shoot for the moon. If
Shoot
you
for the
want.
stars. If you might land on the moon.
Okay, so I started maybe with lower expectations, but shoot for the moon if you want to hit the lamppost.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's really. Yeah,
Shoot
yeah.
for the moon if you want to hit the lamppost. Because the idea is, if you fail to hit the moon, at least you get the lamppost. But if you do reach the moon, then yay.
Yay! Yeah, yay!
You know, if it's really more. This is a conversation that's literally happening just between the two of us. I want to involve the group. You again. Right now, I'm confidently embodying the idea of business owner.
Yes.
I think
because you know that we have to own it.
we have to own it.
We
Jeez, you can't
absolutely
you
have to
can't
own
be
it.
at
Yeah.
the helm of
You
a
can
business and not own
half.
it.
No, you
Yeah.
can't half it.
So where we are right now, I feel like it's actually more of a responsibility than I thought before that if you're if you're the owner of a business, like, that everything's like just easy, like fast cars, food. I was gonna say
Okay.
women. Wow.
Wow.
Fast cars,
New
food,
women, okay.
cigars and parties. You know what I
Maybe
mean?
boys for you.
No, but that's exactly what I mean. Like
Yeah.
the concept of like people who
Yeah,
own business.
fame because you own a
Fame.
business, the
Yes,
reputation.
and that you're just rubbing elbows with society.
No,
I-
it's a lot of hard work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, it's to me very fulfilling.
Yes. I mean, the truth is, like, being able to afford a certain lifestyle that matches your. I mean, you kind of have to. You kind of have to, because you have to project that, again, that image that, and you kind of have to live the lifestyle as well. I mean, you can be, what's the word, payak?
Simple.
You can still afford the simple lifestyle, but the truth is, you have to present yourself
Yes.
in
Yeah.
a certain way, and that includes, the key pieces, clothing, and that makes it our job and the business kind of enabled us to do the same. So we really just have to embody
Yeah.
the same thing. I'm actually very excited to see where the direction
Yeah, me
is
too.
going.
Like
to.
what other lessons are we going to learn as
What-
we do this?
what lessons are we going to learn? The one thing that I'm really excited to do now is to, because we've sort of like flown under the radar this whole time, but I want it to be just like out
Yes.
there.
Yes, this is us.
That this is
Yeah, this is virtual. This virtual solutions outsourcing.
yeah, and
But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
put yourselves out there.
the more networking, trying to find like-minded individuals, which we
Yes.
kind of have. Actually, it's one of the other things, like finding the like-minded
Yes.
individuals. We've always said hello, skill experts. Pam, thank you for giving us your insight all the
Yes.
time. Marge,
Hi, Marge,
Aviso,
Aviso of Telework
Telework,
PH.
thank you for sharing your insights all the time. We hope to have you here. So if
Yeah.
you haven't heard about this before, you're going to be here sooner or later.
We're going to coerce you.
And maybe don't be afraid to chase success.
Yes. That's a big. Oh my God. Yeah, but that's a big one.
Don't be afraid to chase
That's a big
success. We've chased success more these past couple of
Yes.
years, and that included, just finding people who have done the same thing, just not being afraid to say, "How did you do that?"
Yes.
how
Yes,
did
not
you?
being
How did you?
afraid.
How did you
Ask
do that
questions,
success? thing? Yeah.
like learning. Because if you're putting up a business, you won't know 100% of everything in a business.
You might know nothing.
Yeah. John's know you know
Yeah.
nothing.
So obviously, one of that last, maybe I'll just round out some of
Yes.
those few things, maybe, because I just want to make sure that this is very clear. Money is the last thing that you'll need in setting up a business.
Yeah. Money.
Money is the last thing. I've met a lot of people who said, if I want to set up my business, I'm going to need money. But the truth is, money is the last step. You have to either have your clear idea, vision, goal, product that you want to sell.
Self-awareness
before
of what you can actually
Yes.
bring to the table.
Can you actually take this off? The investment part is the last thing. Like right now, if we open ourselves up to investors, I would be less scared. But
Scared.
that kind of investment would, like, I don't know, building. Nagpawisan ako.
See, yeah. Then that's why chasing
Yeah.
success is a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Don't.
a big,
If that's the one thing that we're going to leave you on,
Here we go.
just to money is the last thing. Don't be afraid to chase success. Understand yourself.
Yes, understand yourself. If you're presented an opportunity, go grab it. Say yes to it.
Say yes.
You will
Learn-
grow into
You will
whatever
lean
that
into
is.
it.
Yeah.
But also grow, learn. Don't
Yeah.
be afraid to learn. Find people that you can learn from.
Yes.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes, because we've made mistakes.
Yeah, of course, we have. I
Lost
mean,
a
it's
client
part.
or two.
Yeah, it's part of the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We are so happy that you joined us.
we are
in
so
this
happy to have shared this conversation as
very
well.
reflective conversation between two CEOs.
Yeah, just in case I forget that I appreciate Penny every day.
I appreciate you.
I remember that now.
No, I appreciate you a lot.
High fives. But
Yeah.
and we appreciate you for tuning
Tuning in,
in.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Again, if you are just tuning in, hit rewind. But at the same time, please feel free to tell people about us. This has been Outsourcing and More. We are available where podcasts are related. We also have our YouTube channel. Our company, Virtua Outsourcing Solutions, is also, follow our socials.
It's Virtual Solutions Outsourcing.
Virtual Solutions Outsourcing. What did I say? Virtual Solutions Outsourcing. Please find our socials. We're on IG, LinkedIn,
Yes.
Twitter, Facebook. Please join our groups.
Yes.
We hope to be able to spread learnings in terms, as a freelancer, outsourcing in general, as in business.
Yes.
I think this is our part of giving back. So
Yes, it is.
feel free to listen, join, let friends know who we are and what we're doing, and if it's an opportunity for you to learn, we'll be more than happy to do so. And thank you for tuning in. This has been Francis.
My name is Penny.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Bye-bye.